Now, to start this off, I just want to say this is purely personal opinion, but it is something that has come up in the past. Why do I not like Lewis Hamilton? I have previously done videos on why I think he is overrated and why I don't think he is the greatest of all time. And I think I have been very kind and explained in detail my thought process as to why I see it like that. But I do have reasons for personally disliking Lewis Hamilton, and this is a more direct video to express those views. For those about to leave a dislike and an angry comment, hold your horses. I accept these aren't fair reasons. I still think he is a great race driver, and he will never care about a nobody releasing a video on YouTube, and neither should you. Leave a constructive argument and maybe watch a couple of other videos and think about subscribing to the channel. With that said, let's begin at being bitchy for no other reason than my ego.
Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
Reason the first. Leaving McLaren. Well, this probably takes some explaining. As I have previously mentioned, I live within spitting distance of the McLaren factory. I know people who work there, I know people whose partners work there, and it's kind of important to the economy of the town I live. So, of course, I love McLaren, and Lewis Hamilton was meant to be the guiding light that led them into the new age. Groomed from a young age by Ron Dennis. Oh, that sounds wrong. Ron Dennis noticed his talents early on. That's not much better, but go with it. He was always set to be McLaren's boy. McLaren needed a new driver lineup in 2007, with Kimi Raikkonen going to Ferrari, Juan Pablo Montoya going postal and nearly killing Nick Heidfeld, and Pedro de la Rosa being kind of mediocre. The partnership of Alonso and Hamilton was the talk of the town, and Hamilton was incredible in his debut season. There was a couple of mistakes that cost him the championship, but he righted those wrongs in 2008, and all looked good. But then 2009 brought with it some regulation changes. McLaren struggled to adapt, and Hamilton started moaning. A lot. Then, after a few pretty average years at McLaren, including one year that teammate Jenson Button beat Hamilton in the final standings, and Lewis was signing for Mercedes for the sake of his own career. And it was the right choice. He is a multiple champion because he made that move. But given McLaren's problems afterwards, and the fact that they had brought Lewis Hamilton to the big time, it kind of hurt to see him leave. McLaren did so much for him, and now he was leaving for better things. Not a fair reason, but he is a traitor, so screw it. Reason the second. Mercedes dominance. Might as well get this one out the way. Lewis Hamilton has accomplished what he has because Mercedes are by far the most dominant manufacturer in any era of the sport. There has been nothing like the hybrid era. Ferrari and Red Bull have had patches where they were untouchable, but nothing like Mercedes. The impressive stats Hamilton has racked up is largely down to Mercedes, and anyone who says otherwise is kidding themselves. Now, he did make the move and it was a smart choice, but I don't think anyone could see how good a choice it was at the time. And it is so boring tuning into Formula 1 knowing that Mercedes were probably going to win every race since 2014. It's nice when they don't, but we haven't had a decent fight for the title since 2012, and that's kind of sad. It's not Hamilton's fault, he's just driving the car, but please, for the love of God, someone else win a race. Just some variety, please. Reason the third. The people defending him online. This one doesn't even include Lewis Hamilton personally, but it is something that bugs me. You say anything about Lewis Hamilton on the internet, and you get swarmed by people who have only been watching Formula 1 for maybe 5 years, bearing down on you, calling you phobic. This is annoying because there are many reasons to be critical of Lewis Hamilton. His comments about his nephew, which was stupid, his preaching about climate change whilst owning a private jet and flying to race petrol-powered cars, not paying taxes, lots of stuff. He doesn't need people defending him. He doesn't care. Just chill out. It's okay to disagree. I don't want Lewis Hamilton to win every race because Mercedes are good. It's fine if you do. I have been watching Formula 1 since the mid-90s. I have survived the Schumacher and Vettel eras, and they were more exciting than Formula 1 is now. Sometimes. This was kind of the case for Schumacher too. I know people who still hate him to this day because he won all the time, and I know people who will go to great lengths to defend him. But just chill out a bit on the Lewis Hamilton comments. He's fine, he's doing great. Accept other people may have differing opinions and move on. Reason the fourth, his relationship with Nicole Scherzinger. This is the dumbest reason of the lot, but it's something that annoyed me a great deal even when I was on Lewis Hamilton's hype train. The coverage before races was dominated by talk about his relationship with Nicole Scherzinger. I can't remember her name or who she was in a group with, I honestly don't care. And I certainly didn't care on race weekends. But every race there was a half-hour chat about how his relationship was affecting his driving. It probably wasn't. He is a professional after all, and it just made me want to stick razor blades in my ears and bang my head on the nearest wall. They'd even cut to her during races so we could look at her face while she watched the race, which I'm not sure she had any kind of interest in anyway. Maybe this is a me thing. I don't care about drivers' personal relationships. More interested in camber and rear wing angles. Sorry. So that is the 4 reasons I personally don't like Lewis Hamilton. Are they fair? No, absolutely not. He can't help moving to a more competitive team, or Mercedes being better than everyone else, or his fans, or the media coverage. But these are all things that grind my gears to no end. He's probably got quite a few years in him yet. I don't know how long his reign of terror will last, but I look forward to the future. There are some great young talents coming through, and I think we can move on from this particularly dull era in Formula 1. If you have an opinion, share it down below. If your reason for liking is you're British like him, then remember Formula 1 is not a nationality-based sport. He is driving a German car, and this isn't football, so national pride shouldn't come into it. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, there are links in my channel banner. I upload almost every couple of days, so stick around. Thank you for watching and being understanding, and have a good one.